How are you, bro?
Well, Mr. Benigno, I'm doing fine. I'd be in better spirits if I didn't have to hear about
Aaron
crankiness and soreness when it comes to the shoulder. Aaron Judge,
I
and
understand.
look,
It is February.
I get it, right? It's February.
It is
It's a
that.
spring training injury.
Right,
You don't want
right,
to make too
right,
much of
right.
it.
Let's not get too delirious yet.
Here's the problem, though.
Ernie's already yelling. The guy never
but
plays.
That's the issue.
No, I understand.
Think about it, Joe.
I
Over
get
the
it,
last
bro,
2
I get it.
years, we have not seen a full season out of Aaron Judge.
I get
And
it. I
look,
understand.
you don't want to take a spring training injury and blow it completely out of proportion. But I think with Aaron Judge, right, you want him to be the face of the Yankees. He is.
Right, he should be.
You want him to be that guy that's in the lineup day in and day out. I haven't seen that the last 2 years.
No,
So when I
you're right.
see this on February, 17th, 18th,
it's
whatever
the
the date may
18th.
be, yeah, we got it right now. February the 18th, I wake up and I see news on Aaron Judge. It doesn't put me in a good mood.
I understand. I get you, bro. Well, what do they say? What do they say? Is it the typical, like the Mets always say, day-to-day type nonsense? Is that
Crankiness and soreness.
I got crankiness and soreness every day.
I believe it.
Now, I'm not playing Major League Baseball, but I have it every day.
But here's the issue. You're supposed to be, right? Like, we took a call yesterday from a Yankee fan who wanted to throw some dirt and throw some cold water on Mookie Betts.
Right.
Trying to make the argument that Mookie Betts not one of the best
Right,
players in
right,
all of baseball.
right.
Well, hold on a second now. Mookie Betts goes out
And plays, No, of course.
every day.
Look, it's all about that. What if you're not on the field? What good is it? I don't
Bingo.
care who you are and how good you are.
And Aaron Judge is supposed to be one of these guys that's in the conversation with Yelich and with
Supposed to be.
Trout
Right,
and with
right,
all these
right,
top
right.
players throughout the sport.
Right.
Here's what I know. 2 years ago, it was a freak injury. Fractured his wrist. He misses, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yep.
Last year, you're dealing with the oblique. And you think about Aaron Judge down the road, he wants to get that big payday.
Oh, of
I
course.
mean, you're
Well, he's a
seeing
ways
these
away
guys.
from that yet.
He is, but you're thinking about it 3, 4, 5
Right,
years
right.
from now. You want to be making that $350, $400 million contract. The idea is that you're going to go out and play. You don't got to play 155 games. I don't think anybody's expecting you to do that.
135.
Bingo. Where,
In that-
all right, you're
in
getting a
that
day
range.
off here, you're getting a day off
Right,
there.
in that range. 135, 140 is probably about right in today's baseball.
But I think that is the issue, Joe, that could hold Aaron Judge back from being one of
Right,
those top
right,
players. The
right.
talent is obviously there.
Right.
And I think a lot of Yankee fans are hoping that he can have the sort of year that he did in 2017.
Oh, of course.
I mean, he came on the scene. He's the rookie of the year.
52
Let's be
home
honest,
runs.
he should have won the MVP
Oh,
that
of
year.
course.
That is what you're hoping for out of Judge.
Right. No, I get your frustration. The only thing I would say, like I said though before, is that it is only February 18th. I mean, they haven't even played spring training games yet. I don't want to get too crazy about it. Yeah, it concerns you because, like you said, the history is he's hurt all the time, the guy. So I get it. But I wouldn't go off the deep end yet.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I wouldn't, like, jump yet.
I'm not
you
in
know what I mean?
Ernie Acosta mode yet.
Ernie's ticked off. And I
Ernie's
understand.
angry. I'm kind of like somewhere in
He's
between.
somewhere in between.
I'm not where you're
Right.
at. I'm not where he's at.
Right.
But
Right.
you go back to last year with the Yankees.
I mean,
what
if he's
was
hurt
the
by, if
storyline?
now we're walking into the beginning of the season and the guy's out and he's going to be out for a while.
I'm gonna be
I mean,
ticked
yeah,
off, Joe.
You have every right to be.
If I'm not at
Every
opening
right,
day
if
in
that's the
Baltimore
case.
and
If
I'm
that's the
seeing
case.
Miguel Andujar or Mike
Right,
Topman
right,
or whoever
right,
it may be out in right field,
right.
and the guy who's supposed to be the best player on my team is not there, there's a problem. And again, that is one of the elements that could potentially, make this regular season somewhat of a challenge for the Yankees. They're loaded. Look, they're going to win a boatload of
Yeah.
games. I think they're
Yeah.
going to be a division champ and probably win the division with these. But you don't want to have another year like you did last year where it was guy after guy
Yeah.
after guy going down on the injury list.
And I don't think you're going to have you would have the same kind of situation you had last year. I just don't see that again. If you had all those kind of big injuries to your top guys, I don't know if you're getting away with it like you did last year.
Well,
I think that's asking a
especially-
lot. I mean, I do.
especially the
Whether
two
it's
big bats.
Tachman, whether it's Urshela, I mean, whoever the guys were that came in last year and got the job done, I don't know if you can count on that happening again. I think you're asking a lot.
No question. And the two big guys especially, Judge and Stanton. You go back a couple of years ago.
Right.
Remember, everybody was predicting how many home
Right,
runs the
right,
two of them are going
right.
to hit. They're
No,
going to
yeah.
hit 100. They're going to hit 120.
Right.
We haven't had a year with Judge and Stanton
No.
on the field playing a full season.
No, you're right.
It's crazy.
No, you're right.
And the Yankees been in
Right.
the playoffs each of those 2 years.
They have.
But you want them in the lineup doing what they should be doing, which is wrecking games. Aaron Judge being the face of the franchise and Giancarlo Stanton being that hired gun. I need those guys out there
Of course.
playing, Joe.
Of course. I get it. I sense your frustration, bro. I get what it's all about. Like I said, the only thing I would say, And look, I would be delirious too if some big Met was hurt, if it McNeil or Alonso. But the only thing I'll say is that it is only the middle of February. That's the one thing I would put as the caveat. Now, again, if we're moving into the end of March, we're going to opening day, and you're hearing he's not going to play, and maybe he's going to be out a couple. Now you start to get concerned. But I wouldn't be too concerned yet.
Well, and that's why for the Yankees, getting Miguel Andujar out in the outfield,
right,
I think is also important.
Well, I mean,
he's got a great bat.
On many different levels. Just for the versatility.
You want him to play.
First base, third base, outfield, all of that.
Well, having him in the lineup every day, he can show you what a game-wrecking bat can be.
Right.
Joe, you think about their lineup, it is very much in a lot of different ways an all-or-nothing type of lineup with Judge, with Stanton, Luke Voigt to some degree.
Right. Not LeMahieu.
Not LeMahieu.
No.
Not Urshela.
And I wouldn't even put
Torres.
Glaber in there. No. Right.
But I like the idea of like a bad ball hitter. Like for years, and I don't want to compare him to this guy because he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best hitters I've ever seen in my life. Vladimir Guerrero was this great, bad ball hitter.
He could hit balls off the top of his shoes.
In a lineup that's good.
Yogi was like that, too.
Yeah, but it's good, I don't
if you can
want
do
to
it, it's
have
great.
the same sort of hitter.
If you can do that, it's tremendous.
Throughout. I don't need every guy in my lineup to be, a 250, 260 hitter, a high on base, high walk, high strikeout type guy. I get a guy who's going to, put the ball in play a little bit, make some things happen. I absolutely love it.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because you didn't have Andujar last year. You didn't have Stanton last year. So these are two guys that you were hoping are going to be back and playing. And obviously you want Judge playing 140 games. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
I would sign right now.
140.
If you could give me 125 plus out of Stanton and Judge.
Each one.
I would take it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not even getting greedy. 125 plus.
Each. Okay.
Because you figure the off days come into play. You figure, all right, there's maybe 2.5 weeks you're on the injured list.
Right.
It's the idea, though, Joe, of avoiding the prolonged injury. I can't have Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton on the shelf for multiple months at a time.
No, I understand.
I can't survive that.
I understand.
And you can't expect guys to come up and contribute the way that they did. I think Gio Urshela has shown he can be a competent and capable third baseman, but I think we'll agree on this. He's not going to be as good.
I don't see how
it's impossible.
Unless this is what he is, what we saw last year is what Urshela is. Which, I think you're asking a lot if you think that's going to be the case.
Well, and then you look at LeMahieu. LeMahieu's another one. As good as, and
he's
I love
hitter.
DJ.
LeMahieu, though, does have a track record of being a solid hitter, a professional hitter, where Urshela doesn't have that.
I agree with that. And I think LeMahieu perfect for the team.
I wouldn't be concerned so much about LeMahieu. To me, he was an MVP player. He had an MVP-type season last year. I wouldn't be so concerned. Urshela, to me, is a different story.
I totally get that. And LeMahieu, to me, is going to be good. I'm not concerned about whether or not he's going to have a productive year.
Right.
I just don't think he's going to be as good. You look at last season, Joe, for DJ LeMahieu, even though he didn't win a batting title, it was a dream career season.
He had it, to me,
every which way.
To me, for a long time during the year, I thought he was the MVP of the league. To be honest with you,
because he had every big hit.
He was great.
He could bounce around and play wherever he needed him.
Exactly right. And he was the one guy that was playing all the time. He was the one guy. I think he missed maybe a couple games, but he was the one guy that was pretty much constant, that he was healthy all year. There wasn't a lot of that with the Yankees.
No, especially with the two big guys. The two big guys didn't play, and then your catcher misses too much time.
Yep.
Who's the guy who should be a star in this league?
Should be.
And he made the All-Star team last year.
He's better than he gets credit for being. He gets a lot of grief.
The hate is tough to take with Sanchez.
A little too much with Sanchez.
We're in agreement on that.
Let's be real about it.
Because he's still, despite his flaws,
he's still one of the best hitting catchers in baseball.
Hands down. And has a rocket for an arm behind the plate.
Yes, he does.
But I look at his batting average and I say he's better than a 230 hitter.
Yeah, he is.
He should be better than he is.
But again, I don't get too crazy above the batting averages. If he's a productive,
that surprise me with you.
I don't.
I thought as an old school guy you'd be big on batting average.
I never really got crazy over bat. To me, show me the run production.
That's what matters to you, and it should.
That's it. The guy still hit over 30 homers last year. What are you driving, about 75 runs last year?
And he missed about a month and a half.
And he missed time. So. I'm not. I don't get too. Look, I don't want my guy hitting. I don't want to be Dave Kingman that he's batting 198. I don't want that. Guy's hitting, just barely over the Mendoza line. But, I mean, I think batting average in a lot of ways is overrated. I mean, I really do.
Well, especially if the on-base percentage is going to be good and the OPS is going to be good. Bigger concern from a Yankee standpoint, I think it's one of two things going into the season. One, it's the injuries. You've seen it now with Aaron Judge. You saw it all last year. I think the other concern, too, from an offensive standpoint, is this going to continue to be a lineup that is all or nothing? Now, last year in the regular season, they were not. They were able to put the bat on the ball. They hit very well with runners in scoring position. But I think there's still going to be that fear amongst a good amount of Yankee
fans. I think the reason you would have that,
are they too reliant on the home run?
Well, I mean, I think that only makes itself more with the big guys being in the lineup every day. You know what I mean? I think maybe part of the reason was because Judge was hurt a lot last year, because Stanton missed the whole year pretty much. You know, so you didn't have those guys that are the all or nothing at all type guys in the lineup all the time. You know what I mean?
I get that, and teams are going to strike out. I mean, you look up and down baseball,
in this
teams
world
are
of
going
baseball
to strike
now,
out.
Come on, the strikeout is
You're rarely going to see guys, hit
above
35, 40 home runs and strike out 50 times.
Yes.
It just does not happen in this day and age.
The days of Joe DiMaggio striking out less than he hit home runs in his career, that doesn't happen.
But you don't want to have situations where come playoff time, you're striking out 13, 14 times a game.
Right.
Because those sort of unproductive outs can be killers. And you see that over the course of the regular season. That's where you say, all right, what could hold this team back from going and winning a world championship? I think that's one of the elements we're looking at. And look, we're nitpicking when it comes to the Yankees. I think you would acknowledge that.
It's a big nitpick.
I would acknowledge that. But, Joe, when you have World Series or bust type of expectations, that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, no, I understand. And I understand your concern over Judge. But again, like I said, the only thing I will say is let's not forget. I mean, we're not here it's not April 18th. You know, it's not even March 18th. It's February 18th. So I think we got to at least, stay calm for now.
We'll cool the jets, but I'll tell you this,
for
Joe,
now.
Give me 130 games.
I understand.
I see another year where it's 100 games. You're going to hear me yelling and
Who
screaming.
plays more games, Judge or Yoenis?
Oh, come on. If the answer to that question is Yoenis,
you got a problem.
First of all, I have a problem in two ways. One, I'm going to be owing you money.
Right.
Second of all, I'm going to be ticked off about my baseball team.
You got to figure out the exact
listen, remember, I'm dealing with your pay rate now, so we got to, bring it down a little bit.
What do you mean?
We got to make sure, you're in a different stratosphere than me these
I understand.
days.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be ridiculous.
All right, you're a class guy.
You know that.
Right,
I keep it respectable.
Reasonable.
You know me.
Good. I do, but you never know you.
No, come on.
Never know.
Come on.
Fire it up, bro.
I'm not betting $10,000 on stuff.
No,
no. That's not my deal, bro.
We'll save that for Francesca and whoever he's
right, there you go.
He can afford that.
Mike can do that.
Yeah.
Mike can do that. All right, 877-337-6666. Benigno and Jastrzemski. And we'll be here, of course, till Mike, the aforementioned, Mike Francesa, comes along at 6 o'clock. We'll break here, come back with your phone calls, and we'll be back.